Hello, everybody. It's Happily Married Monday with the Jolleys. I'm Dr. Willie Jolley.
This is Dee Taylor Jolley.
And we are the Jolleys.
The Jolleys.
And we are the authors of the book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last, 10 Secrets to Shape a Great Marriage. And
we're into part 2.
And we also the creators
Talk.
of this live audio, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last, live recording, 2 CD live presentation, which is straight no chaser. That's what I tell people, straight no chaser.
Tonight's topic is...
let me introduce those folks who might be first timers. We want to say hello to all you
first timers.
First timers. We got so many every week now who are joining, because you who are ongoing folks, just continue to tell your friends, your loved one. Doesn't she look cute?
Thank you.
She turns me on. Anyway, so we want to thank you. You know, this show was something we created that was an outgrowth of the book. Again, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. So you can get it at jollymarriage.com or Amazon. And the response from the book had so many couples who were in need of help, wanted questions, had desires to stay happily married.
Wanted to be able to communicate with each other more effectively, more sweetly, and wanted to have a better relationship, but didn't know how.
That's right.
Okay.
So we said, well, let's just go on Facebook. We got this thing called Facebook Live. Let's give it a shot. And it has become popular. We are shocked at the people who come up to us and say, I watch you every Monday night. We were in
It is humbling.
Charlottesville, and we were at a funeral, and some friends, dear friends, came up, the Chapman family, and they said, we watch every Monday night. What?
We
really?
so appreciate that.
Wow.
That's encouragement for us.
And I think we told you we were at a church a couple weeks ago, and a gentleman came up and said, I was in a very tense time and going up to Korea, and I had some issues, and I needed to see different people along the way, and I had to go up to the big boss, and she either was going to say yes or no to my promotion. And I walked in, and she turned around and looked at me and said, you were on a Happily Married Monday with the Jolleys, weren't you? He said, yeah, my wife is a therapist, we were on together. She said, you on the Jolleys, you good. Have a good day. What? So we are grateful. She watches. So many people watch. So how do they get to know about it? The only way they get to know about it is you tell them. You tell them, you put it out on your social media, you send this link to other people and say, you got to watch this. People who are going through marital strife, marital problems, who you
just
know
learn
are struggling.
Even from our interactions.
Yeah,
from our
so
body language. If we're not saying something that you can relate to, the interaction and how we respond to each other can be a positive lesson.
10 secrets for shaping a great marriage. Make love, make money, make it last.
Can I get to the topic now?
You may.
Okay.
We started last week.
So this is part 2.
Part 2.
Of the topic, pillow talk.
Pillow talk.
Which suggests intimate conversation. So how do you have intimate conversation with somebody that you love? So we're really talking about spouses having intimate conversation. And to summarize what I had said on last week was that Pillow Talk, Doris Day and Rock Hudson had a movie.
Yes.
1959, Pillow Talk, about communicating romantically with each other. And Doris Day passed away
last week. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so I thought it was very appropriate that Pillow Talk, and we would mention Doris Day. And you can get that on YouTube. I know.
Some of the young folks.
He was born 3 years
before. Whatever will be, will be.
Is that her?
The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. That's her.
Okay, dear. She was a very wholesome and sexy woman.
Yes.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, pillow talk, it seemed to be a great topic for how to have intimate conversation with somebody you love.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
So you went and did great research and came up with really some great ideas.
The website from YouTube to let me go over some of the resources. some of the resources that I gathered information from, because you can search the internet for any and everything.
Mm-hmm.
One that I used last week was the schooloflife.com, and they talk about pillow talk, and they actually sell cards that provide questions. So if you're stuck, I don't know how to have an intimate conversation, they give you little cards that you can pull and ask each other questions.
I think that's great.
That's a great idea. Great. It's kind of like priming the pump for conversation.
But let's not jump into the fact some people might not have seen it last week and talk about intimacy. In the book, chapter 8, Sex, Headaches, and Other Lies, is the name of the chapter that we talk about sex. And it says, love and marriage is an ice cream sundae with all the marvelous toppings and coverings, and sex is the cherry on top. That was by Jimmy Dean. We talk about sex, headaches, and other lies from our friend Jane Herlong, who on her marriage day, her mama told her, now let me tell you something. Remember this. Don't ever tell that lie that you have a headache. But when you tell you that lie you have a headache, remember there's a woman somewhere with an aspirin in her pocketbook. Every time I say it, it makes me laugh because it's such a powerful line when she shared it. And we talk about sex and that men and women see sex differently. That's why we write the book in two parts. Each of the 10 steps come from my perspective and her perspective.
So the word is intimacy, then sex.
Yes. Intimacy, then sex. And men think about sex because that's how their brains are wired.
I think that's how their bodies are made, too.
Yeah.
Very different than women.
Yes. Now, here is what we write. Sex is a powerful and important part of marriage. But if it gets out of balance, it can destroy your marriage. One way couples get out of balance is when they think sex is all you need to have a great marriage. This is simply not true. No matter how great the sex, there has to be more to keep a marriage healthy. No one stays in bed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 12 months a year.
Unless that's your profession.
No, well, but even then they got to get up and eat. Sometimes they got to make some money. Well, some people make their money. But anyway, life demands family time, working, eating, sleeping, exercising. Marriage is a multi-dimensional experience. It is friendship, love and respect, companionship, intellectual stimulation, laughter, and much more. So, anyway, that's intimacy versus sex. Sex and intimacy are thought of the same thing, but they are not. Sex is a physical act. Intimacy is emotional. Go ahead, my son.
So with pillow talk, we're talking about communicating our private, our most personal thoughts with each other. Not having sex, but the intimacy and that personal time together and sharing your innermost thoughts and ideas can lead to it.
It can lead to sex.
We both get what we want.
Yes.
Okay?
Oh, I like when she said we both get what we want. I know what I want.
So some of the challenges with couples is, how do I talk to my spouse?
Yes.
So I find that interesting because it says that you can date, you can get married, but it still doesn't mean that you know really what's going on inside of somebody's head and the most private thoughts and what their concerns are, what their challenges are, what makes them feel insecure. And so the intimate conversations and the time alone, for us it could be late night, it could be early morning, we get in bed and we cuddle.
We cuddle, we talk.
Oh, that's another review. So what does intimacy look like?
Okay.
So intimacy, which we said is not the same thing as sex.
Right.
It's conversation. It is touching.
Yeah.
It is cuddling, getting up close. Okay. It is holding hands. We do that all the time. It is kissing, and it is also having humor. Not humor. Not deprecating. Is that the right word?
Well,
humor,
not hurting or critical. It's we giggle about everything. We giggle about everything.
We see the funny in everything.
We see the funny in life,
and we have our own language, and we share our own stories.
Yes.
So we enjoy being together. Looking at each other makes us smile.
Yes, it does. Yes.
Okay. And invading each other's space. So you've got touching, holding hands, you've got cuddling, and you have invading the person's space, which is simply being close to each other.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
And then
too.
something happens when you're close to each other and you're talking and you're touching. What happens?
Yes.
Some hormones start to react.
Yeah, and those hormones are called Oxycodone, not Oxycontin, Oxycodone. 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 It's called the bonding hormone, the love drug. And so I want you to look that up. Oxytocin. Oxytocin.
So when you're close,
Oxytocin.
you're communicating, you're being sweet to each other, you're on the same side of the table, you're talking and you're being tender, then your body starts to release certain kind of hormones that
Yes.
really prepares you for the next phase, which then is physical.
Look, men are with me. Men, are you with me? Huh? Men, are you with me? We talking about sex. You know, when we do our seminars, and hopefully y'all will join us for our one day. We asked you last week to send us times that will work for you. We're going to do it in June on a Saturday. We're trying to get the place now, but we're looking for the time. This is better for you. With you, some of you have little children. We don't have little children anymore. Our grandchildren are even big. So we have different schedules and life. So we got to make sure.
We have more flexibility.
We have more flex. So what works best for you? 9 to 1, 10 to 2, 11 to 3, 12 to 4. Tell us what works best for you. Also, send your questions about the things that are on your mind about sex.
That you'd like us to talk about.
That we're going to talk about. We want to answer some of the questions. Like, we get questions about people who have stopped having sex. What happened was they had some sort of disagreement, and one of the partners refused to have sex.
Moved to the sofa?
Somebody went to the sofa. And
I'm not going to the sofa.
I have never been on a sofa. I never slept on a sofa. And even when we the first few years when it was tough and challenging, we never didn't have time in our same bed together.
Yeah.
The only time I've slept in a different bed or place when I was traveling with speaking, and so that was it. But we all that sofa, I don't know where that came from. Now you go to the sofa. What? No, that's not how you.
So first of all,
that's not how you heal. That's television.
You're
do not do
listening
it.
to the wrong sources.
That's right.
It's foolishness.
That's foolish. All this go to sofa and withholding sex and weaponizing. No, that's not gonna work. That's not good. That not just from a man. That's just not good for your marriage.
It certainly doesn't help communication.
All right. Many of you saw a couple weeks ago. We had. If you didn't see it, the couple who've been married 63 years, actually 64 when he passed away a couple weeks ago. Kenneth.
What was that issue called? What was that episode called?
That was I don't remember, but anyway, it was a couple weeks ago, and we had a different background. We had a different background because it was a pre-recorded, and we wanted to share their interview that I had done with them at their home, and he talked about how they both talked about how. Never go to bed mad. Make up before you go to bed. Kiss and make up. He said every night. And they've been married 64 years.
But there is some research that supports that.
That's right.
So there was research that I provided, was that a couple of weeks ago, with that program that said that when you go to sleep, whatever emotionally is programmed in the brain, then it tends to harden like Jell-O. You wake up more committed to that particular position. So if you go to bed annoyed with your mate, you're going to wake up, you're going to still be annoyed.
So we say fix it before you go to bed.
Before you go to sleep.
Before you go to sleep. Okay, now go ahead. You have some points.
Okay, so now we're into what are the questions? Is that where we are? What are
some questions? We couldn't get to all of the points.
Right. So what are some questions that you could ask of your mate as you develop an intimate relationship? What are some questions? And this is one that I like.
Yes.
Okay. If I moved away, would you follow me?
Answer is yes. And I did. So when we were dating.
Kind of, sort of.
Well, I didn't follow. I didn't move there. But when we were dating, she lost her job. And after she lost her job, she moved in with a friend.
And then I struggled for actually a couple of years. Well, maybe a year or so.
And then her father said, I need you in Hampton. He was a pastor. He was an entrepreneur. They had a grocery store. They had a laundromat. They had all sorts of.
So I could go home and lick my wounds with my parents. What a blessing.
So she went back to Hampton, Virginia. Now, most people thought that was going to be the end of our relationship. But I did not.
He helped me move to
Hampton. I helped her move it down. And I was down there often. And it was one of those weekends I was down there, maybe a year into it, going every few months, or every few weeks. And after a number of months, one month, one weekend, I went early. In June. I got you to say yes while we were out for lunch.
So you missed me.
I missed you. So I would.
And he would write me little notes. That's the intimate. I would never. I still have those notes. He'd write me on a napkin. Somewhere you were on a train going to New York or something. He wrote me this little note, and I get this small handwriting in a little teeny weeny envelope, and he had written a note on a napkin, and that's memorable.
Well,
I was always romantic.
I am romantic, but I really do love her. Now, let me say that again. I love her, and I tell her I love her. And gentlemen, many gentlemen don't say it, and some say it without meaning it. She knows for sure. Sometimes I wake up and say, "Who loves you, baby?" And she'll say, "You do." I said, "Absolutely." Make no question about that. I love this woman.
He's so very endearing.
But that's part of the reason why we're married for going on 34 years, and we're still like newlyweds. We're still like dating. It's still a lot of fun. We enjoy each other. We want you to have that. We want you to have the kind of relationship where it's fun. You're enjoying it every day, and it's getting better as time goes on. Okay, come on.
So that key question: if I moved away, would you follow me?
Mm-hmm.
That's a great conversation starter because it opens up. Well, how do you really feel about me?
Go to the next one. I want you to get to the next one.
Oh, okay.
Is there a song that makes you think of me when you hear it?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, which one? We have many because
Woman in Red. That's one. And I'll be watching you.
Yes.
And we got quite a few. That lady, I'm your knight in shining armor, and I love you.
That was the one that you sang the first time I heard you play, and the only time that I heard you
me
play
sing too, probably.
You were playing drums. Okay.
Yeah, but you hadn't heard me sing or play or do anything.
No.
Right? She's not really into music, but
that shows you how much I love him.
Yeah,
I don't really get it. I don't really.
She didn't never bought a record in her life.
I don't really get it, but I get him.
Yeah.
So the music is okay because it comes with him.
That's right. Okay. So
okay. What was your first impression of me when we met?
Well, that's a good talking point. Y'all can use it because ours is a little more complicated. Yeah. Okay, we won't go into that because it's a long.
Do you ever dream of me?
I told her one night, and this is true. We can say this. I woke up one night. You know what I'm gonna say. I woke up one night and said, "I gotta tell you, I gotta confess something to you." She said, "What is it?" I said, "I had a dream about having sex last night." She said, "What?" I said, "And it was with you."
So I had to give me some.
There you go. I'm with that.
So, crazy.
Oh, let me take a moment here to talk about the fact that we talk about sex. Now, I'm a born-again Christian. She's a born-again Christian. I'm in the ministry.
We have sex with each other.
Yeah, we have sex with each other and only with each other. But many times in churches, people get hung up on sex. But the Bible says the bed is undefiled. And the sex is a good thing. That's how you keep your marriage fresh and going. And so we encourage people. But a lot of folk get hang-ups about sex, particularly church folks. Well, particularly church folks. And I'm grateful our pastor talks about sex very openly. And that's why there's probably so many men in our church, because he knows that men are thinking sex. And so we think that that's one of the reasons why this book has caught on, because we are open and honest and transparent. That's one of the things we get over and over again. Your book is so transparent. It's so transparent. Blended families, the struggles, the challenges about sex. And about how do you keep from straying. And that's something we think is important for people to talk about.
And that's a whole nother topic.
We're going to have the lady come back, the sex therapist, Miss Williams.
Okay.
Sonia.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. What do I wear that you find sexy?
This.
It's important to know what clothing.
Arr.
It's important to know what clothing turns your mate on, and that's what you should wear.
Yeah. You know, we can talk openly.
I dress for my husband.
Yeah.
I do.
But I know when you got the granny nightgown years ago.
I know.
And I said, that ain't gonna work.
No.
That ain't gonna
I
work.
said, well, what? You said come to bed naked. I was like,
I'll come
okay.
to bed with
Well,
something.
you know, I was like, well, how am I going to keep warm? You said, I'll keep you warm. But I had to get rid of the granny underwear.
Yeah.
So if your mate says, you know what, I
That
don't like
ain't
that,
working.
then that's got to go
And she said
in the recycle bin.
And she's had some of my pajama bottoms. She said, get rid of that.
I can't take it.
All right,
I couldn't unsnap it. It was a mess.
She said, get rid of that.
Gotta go.
Out the trash, gone.
And we laugh at that.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we do.
Do you think of me when I'm not around?
Yes.
And I think of you when you're not around. So she gets up or gone before day. She's like, before day, she's out of here. 5 o'clock, 5:30, she's gone. So I'm thinking about her when I wake up. I get up around 7.
He's rolled over into my side of the bed.
And then I think about her. And then we'll sometimes look for each other on Saturdays at the gym. We'll look for each other.
Or somebody will say, well, I just saw your husband. He was upstairs. Or he was there. So.
And I'll look for her. And I'll leave her a note on the car.
Yeah.
Say, I've been watching you. I got my eyes on the song by Sting and the Police. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Another question. Do you know what turns me on?
I do, and I try and make sure I do that a lot. She knows what turns me on.
That's very important.
So in the workbook, very important. Senator Bob Dole and his wife Elizabeth Dole talk about how they've been married for 40 some years,
40 or 50,
almost 50 years, and he said, and they're elderly, but he said, I remember what
they're in their 80s.
What she likes, and she says, I try to please him. Mm-hmm. That's powerful.
That's because I don't know, it becomes like a cycle. So you're working at pleasing them because you love them, or you love them because you please. You know, it's kind of like it becomes like a cycle.
I mean, it's a beautiful cycle.
Yeah.
It is. Go ahead.
Describe me in 3 words.
Beautiful, brilliant, and tough as nails.
That's what you say all the time.
That's what I say. She's brilliant, beautiful, and she's tough. She's tough as nails.
Because I have to deal with you.
No, you were tough.
All over the place.
No, you were tough when we met. You were tough as nails. You take no prisoners, and you're just tough as nails. You get it done. Okay, that's it.
You are very loving. ADD. And wonderful to be with.
Amen.
Okay.
All right.
How about that?
We're going to talk about sex. I want to talk about our friends Tim and Rhonda Smith. Shared with us over the years, they were curious when friends informed them that they were getting divorced. So they asked them questions.
Not Tim and Rhonda, but when they had friends.
When they asked friends why they were getting divorced, and Tim and Rhonda often asked the couples about their sex lives during the marriage. Each instance, Kim and Rhonda says, the couple said that they had stopped having sex within the year before the divorce. While it's certainly an unscientific poll, it might suggest that the sexual aspect of their relationship disappeared well before the marriage ended. We therefore believe that the lack of intimacy, being pleasant, talking sweetly to each other, cuddling, holding hands, and valuing each other's opinion probably played a major role in the demise of their sex lives, which had an impact on their marriage. So we would encourage you, and Rhonda and Tim have been married for 30-some years now, and we stay with them every Kwanzaa. We're with them, and I'm going to be playing golf with Tim next week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he sent me a text.
Well, I hope it's warm weather for you guys.
I hope so. Never use sex as a weapon. Here are a couple other questions. How not to yield to temptation in the book. I can't go through it yet. D talks about developing the friendship before intimacy and creating special moments. And then she talks about...
Oh, that goes to the question you should ask each other, what was your favorite date? Or what would you consider one of the best dates you ever had with your mate?
My favorite date with my mate was...
Think about that.
I know the favorite one.
Because we have so many moments.
I'll tell you the favorite one with you.
What?
Oh, they were memorable. I told her to pack a bag.
Oh.
Said, pack a bag, we're going somewhere. I'm not telling you where, it's for her birthday. And her best friend, Gladys Pemberton, who we're going to have them on our show soon, and Ron, they have the same birthday. Gladys and Dee had the same birthday. They worked together, they were friends. Beautiful ladies. And Ron and I would take them out every year for dinner at the Cheesecake Factory or the Palm Restaurant or somewhere. One year, we talked, and we said, we're going to do something different. So we both told them to pack a bag. We didn't tell them where they were going to go. And we just took them to the airport. And they did not know where they were going to go till they got to the gate and it said Charles de Gaulle Airport. We took them to Paris. And we spent a week in Paris.
That was memorable.
That's a memorable date. That's a wow.
That's a wow.
Yeah. I can't tell them the one date I remember when we was dating with the fur coat.
Oh, we can't talk about it.
We can't talk about it. Just say.
I was fresh.
She was fresh. She had a fur coat.
And he enjoyed it.
Yes, I did.
Woohoo! So just use your imagination.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just required.
All right, so here's some jolly advice. Never have a headache. Never have a headache. Never use sex as a weapon to get back at your spouse. If you're having a sexual performance problem, get professional help. Brothers.
Don't be ashamed to ask for professional help.
Yeah, but let me help the brothers.
Oh, help me.
Let me help the brothers. Let me help the brothers. I got some stuff,
He's
brothers.
gone to the cabinet.
I'm going to the cabinet, brothers.
To bring out his herbs.
Oh, yeah, I got some stuff. Here we go. One
The
more.
wisdom of Eddie Johnson.
Eddie Johnson. Here we go.
Might you say he's an herbalist?
Yeah, so. All right, here we go. Ashwagandha. You can get it in a liquid at a health food store. Eleuthero. Yohimbe. It's a root. Then there's a pill you get called horny goat weed. It's a pill, horny
Which
goat weed.
is, as its name suggests, horny.
Hello.
Creates horny.
Well, that's why they call it horny goat weed. I know I take it. I've never used the blue pill. Okay? I'm good.
You're good.
All right. Because of ashwagandha and Eleuthero, Yohimbe.
How do you turn it around so they can see it?
All right. Ashwagandha, Eleuthero, and Yohimbe.
He has enough where he has these and not even over.
I haven't even know.
So
I
he
buy
has a
them.
stash.
I got a stash of a drop in your orange juice in the morning. Woohoo! Anyway, our time is just about up. Our time is just about up. So a couple last things. We're having this seminar month of June. Would you like to come? And if you're out of town, would you be open to accessing it virtually? We hadn't thought about that. Okay?
No, we hadn't thought about that.
About a registration, because there's going to be a fee, because we got to take time out of our schedule to do it. But it's not going to be my regular speaking fee, which is thousands of dollars. It'll be a few $100s maybe, but it's worth it.
Record it and send it.
Yeah,
Everything is open.
We will. So tell us the times you like. We're going to find a place. It's going to be a Saturday in June.
There's going to be food.
And there'll be some food, and so we'll make it an activity, but mainly about helping save some marriages, enhance some marriages, grow some marriages, and have people be happy and healthy, excited, like we are about our relationship, our marriage. It's good when it's good.
And being able to talk about everything.
Yes. We want successful marriage. Yeah. God blessed us with a great marriage. We want to bless what we've learned. We want you to have a great marriage. We want you to be happy, healthy, whole, excited, and working together towards your goals and dreams. So thank you. You're a cutie pie. All right, our time is just about up. I want to thank everybody for sharing this. Thank you for sharing it. Thank you for sending your questions. We're going to deal with your questions on next week, as well as send us what works for you time-wise, and get 2 copies of the book, one for each one of you, one for each one of you.
And we'll have the workbook.
And the workbook and the audio book, all coming. And then we got a whole package. So we'll get a whole package because we want to save marriages. We want to save marriages. And it's a lot cheaper than a divorce lawyer.
Keep them.
It's a lot
Cheaper to keep them.
Thank y'all. God bless you. Love her.
Jolly out.
Jolly out. Love y'all. God bless you. Dr. Willie Jolly.
This is D. Taylor Jolley.
And we gone. See ya.